Hi there. I wanted to talk to you this morning about teaching a dog to ring the bells or any other means really to go outside, let you know that it needs to go outside and go potty. So we're dealing with dog potty training. So this pup has been, this is Ralphie, he's 5 months old. He has been both really easy and pretty challenging depending on how you look at it for his potty training journey. We got him when he was right about 14 weeks old, and so what we try to do is to teach a pup. My lovely assistant will zoom in there. We have sleigh bells hanging from the door, and so we try to teach the dogs to ring those in order to let us know that they can go outside. And so this pup here, he was awesome on that right to start with. We brought him home. Took him out to go potty before we ever brought him in. At the potty spot, we brought him in. You know, we showed him how to ring the bells. We used the luring food work to get him to ring the bells, and then he picked it up. I think it was 2.5 hours from when we got him in here that he started ringing the bells on his own to go out. So that was awesome. Like, that was the all-time speed record for picking that up. But the problem was he did it for a while and then he just dropped off and just quit doing it. And it's not really something that you can correct a dog for not doing. You just have to create a positive association with that, and then they have to decide to do it. So we didn't make a big deal about it. We just kind of let it go. I don't remember how long he did it before he dropped it off. Maybe a week or something. I don't know. But we didn't make a big deal about it, and we just thought, you know what? Maybe he'll pick it up as we go along. Maybe he won't. Maybe we'll revisit it. Well, now he is 5 months old, and we're going to revisit it. So I'm just going to show you how I'm doing that and explain what my plan of attack is. Because ultimately, we really want a dog to show us that they need to go out and go potty, because if they don't, then it's really a lot more work for us, because if they're not going to tell us in some way, then it's up to us to manage taking them out when we think they should need to go out, before they need to go out, so that they don't have an accident. And this pup really hasn't done that. Some dogs will start barking at you when they want to go out. Some dogs will jump at you. Different dogs pick up different things sometimes, but this dog really hasn't picked up anything to tell us. You know, he might get antsy a little bit or start sniffing around in a certain way, but that's really on us to pay attention to. So I want him to tell me that he needs to go out. So how I got to thinking about that, and how am I going to do that? So I'm actually trying something new. I've never done this before, but I saw this done from another trainer, and it seemed to work well, and so we're giving it a shot. And I guess on a side note, that's a whole nother issue. Like, you need to be willing to step out and try things. You know, see something in a video or in a book, and be willing to go for it and try it. It doesn't matter that nobody has come and taught you how to do it in person, or that you've never done it before. You can figure it out. So what I'm doing here is using the food work, the marker training with the clicker, to get him taught to physically touch my hand with his nose, and so I'm naming that touch. And so I'll get him doing that reliably on command, and then I'll transition to getting him to, on command, to touch those bells and ring them. Because before, how I was teaching him to ring the bells was just taking the food and luring him into touching the bells. I want to show what he was doing over there. check in with him. But yeah, you lure him with the food into touching the bells, and that's it. There was no, with my previous method, there was no way of really getting him to willingly on command touch the bells. So we're just breaking this down and trying to make it so that I can tell him to do that, him willingly want to do that, but him deciding to touch with his nose on the bells rather than me luring him into it. And he really, all he did was chase the food around and happened to hit the bells. So I feel like it's a more deliberate way for him to pick that up mentally. So I'll go ahead and show you. I've done a couple of lessons already on him doing the touch, but I'll just go ahead and show you where I'm at with that. Ralphie, here. So I like to have him sitting in front of me here for that. And then all I did to start with was I would hold the treat in my hand between my fingers like that. So that way when he goes for the treat, he touches my hand. And then I'll just put it up to the side and click when he touches my hand. So we're already kind of past that, but that's where I was at with it to start with. And then I just transitioned to holding my hand up like that to the side, and when he touches it, I click and then I'll get him a treat. So as you can see, he's doing it pretty well at this point. I hurried my click there a little bit. I'll be careful about the timing. I do it a little bit to either side. But as you can see, he's very willingly and intentionally touching my hand. So what he's learning here is that he can access what he wants, which is the treats, through an indirect action of touching my hand. And so now at this point, I'm really ready to start naming that. So I've created the action that I want. He's doing it willingly, and so we'll start throwing the name in there also. Touch. So that's just a matter of right before he's going to touch it, you say that word, and then as he does it, you click. Touch. 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 And that's really all there is to it for right now. I'll just do a few of these. I don't want to go very long with it, but just a couple of minutes. And I'll do these for a few days in a row and get that to where I really like it. And then I'll start transitioning it down to the bells and try to get him on command to touch those bells. So we'll probably get a video of that stage later on when we're to that point. But I just wanted to show you how we're dealing with this issue. It's just an issue that's popped up that we're trying to figure our way through. And this is just a method of how we're dealing with that. So hopefully that's helpful. Maybe some of you are going through that same issue or will with their next pup. So appreciate your time. Get out there and train your dogs. Thanks.